guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a look inspired by Milk1422 Facechart. This is an Instagram account that you guys should follow. This account always has just the most bomb face charts. I love them. And I woke up this morning, saw this on my feed, and I was like, I want to sit down and film that. This isn't necessarily a Halloween video, but I threw bunny ears on because why not? I feel like you can throw animal ears on anything and just be like,
I'm a mouse. Duh.
Also, this is gonna be a voiceover video because we had painters today, so I just decided to turn the camera on, get in the zone, and just do my makeup. I might have forgotten that I was filming a time or two while I was filming, but here we are, so let's go ahead and get started. I've already primed my lids with some concealer. Now I'm going into the KKW Cherry Blossom palette and taking that lightest pink color as my transition shade using a MAC 224 brush. Boom, 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 boom. Now you want to pick up a hot pink eyeshadow that's deeper than the transition shade and apply that directly into the crease. This time around we want to focus it more in the crease opposed to the upper crease. And I decided to take a flat shader brush and really pack that in so we get a nice dense color, and then blend the edges with a fluffy brush. I feel like the flat brush works better for the crease with the look we're trying to go for. I'm taking a deep burgundy shade and I'm going to apply that on the lash line and the outer part of the V of our eyeball, and also drag that slightly into the crease, just about halfway. In between each step, I like to take a clean blending brush and just blend out the edges, and then go back in, pack some more color, and then blend out the edges again. Now it's time to cut that crease. We're going to carve out the lid, make sure everything looks nice and clean, and then we're gonna set that with a light pink eyeshadow. I always like to go in with a detail brush when I'm close to the crease, and then I'll take a bigger flat brush and pack the color onto the lid afterwards, just so everything looks nice and clean and sharp. Once we finished all that shadow work, we can just take the tape off that we applied and check out your clean lines. Picking up the Kat Von D Trooper liner, and I'm just going to create a pretty intense wing. It's gonna be thick. I find this liner makes it the easiest for me to create a perfect shape, but I love to fill it in with a gel liner. This one is from Dose of Colors, because I feel like gel liner always looks more intense and not as shiny. So now we're gonna create the neon crease. I'm taking my white Makeup Forever Flash Palette color and a liner brush, and I'm just gonna run a line right through the center of the pinks that we put down in the crease. So you wanna get it nice and opaque, that's the trick. And right when you're done creating your shape, you're gonna go back into the hot pink eyeshadow that we had used in the crease and just lightly go over that white color. This is gonna give us that first layer of neon haze. And then you wanna go back in again, repeating that step with the white face paint to give that really bright glow in the center. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my tear duct, apply a little white there and go over with the hot pink shadow. Now I'm gonna apply some Batty Bee lashes in the style Batty. These are super dramatic and look perfect with this look, I think. You need a heavy lash with this thick liner, okay? Wasn't really too sure what I was doing here. I was just trying to mimic the Facechart, and it had a lot of highlights, more of a white base paint with like a grayscale contour. So I was just trying to bring forward the highlights in my skin with a mixture of white concealer, my normal tone concealer, and then the Makeup Forever Flash palette, and just kind of mixing that all together to try to get the same highlights as the Facechart. I'm just taking a buffing brush and I'm going to blend out all the edges of the highlights that I just put down on my face. Typically I would do my foundation first and then this, but because I was trying to kind of get a feel for this Facechart vibe, I did it the opposite way. So I decided to just take a foundation a few shades lighter instead of doing white face paint all over my skin, because I feel like that would have looked a little bit weird. If my face was just completely white, I wanted to give it a little bit more dimension, so just using a little bit of MAC Studio Fix and then going back in with the white Kat Von D concealer to get those highlights to pop once again. I'm just trying to make myself look like the drawing here, but it was a little tricky for me to get those highlights to really, really pop without my whole face looking like white face paint, but you know, I'm out here trying, okay? Now I'm taking my RCMA translucent powder and just setting all of that under the eyes and on the sides of the nose. So the drawing has some really, really pretty pops of highlight because it is a drawing. So I'm trying to create those highlights with the Makeup Forever Flash Palette white paint. These you don't want to blend out as much. You kind of want to leave them more obvious in the face. So I'm just creating those shapes around the lip and also on the tip of the nose. And then to kind of create that pink halo that the drawing has, I'm gonna go around the white and just pat it lightly. If I were to do this again, I think I would put the pink down first and then put the white over it. So if you want to recreate it, I think that would be easier than adding white, then pink, then white again. Because see how it kind of built up on my nose there? Instead of it like being a nice haze, it really stuck to the center of that white. And I was like, what's going on here? Let me try to blend it out. It's looking a little harsh. Let me go back in with the white paint and try to fix that. But like I said, pink first, then white. You know, the creative process here of trying to figure it out on my own first time. You want to pick up a white eyeshadow and further accentuate the highlights in the drawing. So I'm just using that to kind of make my cheeks look a little bit rounder and make them pop a little bit more. I also noticed some highlights above the brow bone, so I'm applying the white eyeshadow there as well. Boom. So I want to add a little more dimension back into the face. I'm using my Benefit Hoola bronzer. You could also use more of a gray tone if you would like, because I think the picture has more of a gray tone, but I was really terrified of how that was going to make me look because, you know, gray, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to commit fully, so I used my normal bronzer, but it is a little bit warm for the overall look, I think. So maybe mix your bronzer with a little bit of gray, that might be cool. Going back to the lower lash line, I'm just gonna take the same pink eyeshadow and smoke it out. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a black liner. This one's the Urban Decay Zero, and heavily smoke the lash line, keeping the waterline free of the black, and make sure you bring it all the way into the tear duct. In the waterline, I'm taking a white Urban Decay liner, and I want my eyes to look like the drawing, really glassy. So adding these white dots in the waterline is gonna do that for us. And for blush, I just went back into the same shadows that we used to kind of tie everything together, and I'm gonna apply that on the cheeks. Setting everything with my Honest mist, and then taking the Nikkie Tutorials Ofra highlight and applying that on the apples of the cheeks, and it is like the perfect color for this look. Honestly, it was perfect. I'm gonna put some lower flutter lashes on off camera and then come back and finish the lips. You just wanna take a hot pink lip liner and start lining your lips. I will put which one it was in the description box. I was all over the place while I was filming this and makeup was flying everywhere. You guys should have seen my desk after this was done. Picking up Too Faced Melted Peony, and I'm gonna apply that to the lips, give a nice pink glossy look. But I don't want it to look too glossy, so I'm going over it with some translucent powder just to kind of really mattify it all out. And then taking the white Urban Decay liner, I want to create those highlights in the lips with this, just like the drawing. So I'm going over the Cupid's bow, and I'm going to put a little bit on my lower lip as well. All right, so I put in some blue Desio contacts and some bunny ears because why not? And a platinum wig. Look how much more brown my hands are than my face. I tried to make myself like this color, but I didn't really get there fully. So now I just look like I used the wrong foundation shade. It's fine. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.